Hey guys, welcome back to our series on building a responsive food delivery website. In the previous video, we set up the basic layout and styling of our website. If you missed it, I'll link it in the description below so you can catch up. In today's video, we're going to take our website a step further by implementing the cart functionality. This will allow users to add items to their cart and view the total price before checking out. As mentioned, each food cart now has an Add to Cart button, allowing users to easily add items to their cart. The cart will show the information about the name of food, number of item, base price, and also total of price. When a user clicks the Add to Cart button on the same item, the cart will calculate it perfectly. We can see the number of total items in the cart also represent the count number beside the cart icon on navbar. To make our shopping cart more interactive, we'll enhance the user experience by adding animations and real-time updates to the cart. We also can see this shopping cart not only perfectly fit on the desktop view but also on mobile or small view. Alright, let's jump back into our code editor and review the last snippet we worked on. We're currently implementing the functionality of shopping cart. First, we'll start to enhance the shopping cart icon on our navbar to make it more interactive. So, let's go to the profile section of our HTML file where the cart icon is located. Here, we've added an on-click attribute to the cart icon element, calling the toggle cart pop function when clicked. This function will be responsible for showing or hiding the cart pop-up. We will implement the toggle cart pop-up function in our JavaScript later. Additionally, we've included a span element with the cart count class to display the number of items in the cart. This class will be used to update the cart count dynamically. Alright, let's check out what it looks like in the browser. We can see next to the cart icon, currently, it shows 0. This number will dynamically change later when we add the item to cart. Now let's do a bit of styling. To enhance the appearance of the cart count number, we'll change the font size to make it a bit smaller for a more polished look. Here, we have the cart count class where we can apply some styling. I'll adjust the font size property to make it smaller. As you can see, the cart count number now appears slightly smaller, which adds a nice touch to the overall design. Okay, now let's add the cart pop-up to our HTML file. This pop-up will display the items that have been added to the shopping cart, along with their details such as item name, quantity, price per item, and total price. Here, we're defining a div element with the ID cart pop-up and the class cart pop-up. This div serves as the container for our cart pop-up content. Within the cart pop-up, we have a heading shopping cart wrapped in an h4 tag to indicate what the pop-up is about. Next, we create a table with the ID cart items to display the items in the cart. This table will have rows and columns to organize and present the cart items neatly. Within the table, we define a header section with thead tag, containing a row with tr tag, also with column headers using th tag. We add column header name with item, number, price, and total. These headers help identify the information presented in each column. Below the table, we display the total price of all items in the cart. We use a p tag with the text total, followed by a span element with the ID cart total to dynamically update and display the total price. Finally, we include a close button for the cart pop-up. This button is represented by an anchor tag with the class cart close. When clicked, it triggers the close cart function, which closes the cart pop-up. The button also includes an icon. We use the icon element to visually indicate its purpose. Alright, let's take a look at what our shopping cart structure looks like on the browser. We'll be able to see the changes we've made to our shopping cart. But it seems like our shopping cart pop-up is not styled quite as we want it. Let's dive into the CSS to enhance its appearance. We'll start by targeting the cart pop-up class first. Inside the cart pop-up class, we'll set the display property to block to ensure that the cart pop-up is visible. Then, we'll position it using the position property set to fixed, which keeps it in a fixed position on the screen. We'll specify the height and maximum width and height of the pop-up to ensure it doesn't exceed a certain size. We'll position it 15% from the top and 1% from the right to give it a slightly off-center appearance. To match our design theme, we'll set the background color to match our white color variable and adjust the font size to 14 pixels for better readability. Adding some padding and border radius will give our pop-up a softer, more rounded look. And finally, we'll apply a subtle box shadow to create a sense of depth and dimension. With these CSS styles in place, let's save our changes and take a look at how our shopping cart pop-up has been transformed. As you can see here, our cart pop-up now has a sleek and modern appearance. It's positioned neatly on the screen, and the subtle box shadow adds a touch of elegance. Let's continue styling our shopping cart pop-up to make it even more visually appealing. Now let's styling the cart items inside the cart pop-up. Starting with the hashtag cart items selector, we'll add some top margin to create space between the table and other elements. We'll adjust the font size to 12 pixels for better readability, and ensure that the borders collapse neatly using the border collapse property set to collapse. Next, we're moving on to styling the table headers. With the hashtag cart items th selector, we'll set a minimum width for each header cell to ensure consistent spacing. We'll also give them a background color matching our primary color variable and set the text color to white for better contrast. And also adding padding ensures that the text doesn't touch the edges of the cells. Now, let's see what it looks like on the browser. Our cart items now have a more polished appearance. These refinements have significantly enhanced the appearance and usability of our shopping cart interface. Next, we'll use the single quotes :nth child even pseudo class to style every other row in the table, with a background color matching our soft green color variable. This effect with this styling will appear later when we add items on the cart. We'll also style the table data cells with the hashtag cart items tt selector. We'll set a minimum width for each cell to 50 pixel. Add padding for spacing 5 pixel. And align the text to the right for a cleaner appearance. Now, let's turn our attention to styling the paragraph tag within our cart pop-up. In our CSS file, We'll target the p tag within the .cart popup class to apply some styling enhancements. First, we'll use the display property with a value of flex to. Next, we'll use the justify content property set to space between. We'll adjust the font size to 12 pixels and set the padding to 5 pixels. This will provide some breathing room around the text. Lastly, we'll set the font weight to 600 to make the text bold. Let's head back to the browser and see how these changes have impacted the appearance of our cart popup. The paragraphs are now neatly aligned, with the text and total price clearly displayed on either side. Now, let's focus on styling the close button of our cart popup. In our CSS file, we'll target the .cart close class to adjust the appearance of the close button. We'll set its position to absolute to ensure it remains fixed within the popup. By specifying top and right properties, we'll position the button in the top right corner of the popup. We'll also set the cursor property to pointer to indicate to users. Additionally, we'll adjust the font size and color properties to ensure the close icon is clearly visible against the background. Now, let's see this configuration on the browser. You'll notice that the close button now appears in the top right corner of the cart popup. It's styled appropriately and ready for users to interact with. Now, let's make a quick adjustment to our cart popup. Currently, it's always visible on the screen, but we want it to appear only when the user interacts with the cart icon. In our CSS file, we'll set its display property to none. This ensures that the popup is initially hidden when the page loads. Next, we'll add .cart-popup.active class. This class will control the visibility of the cart popup when it's active. We'll set its display property to block, allowing it to appear on the screen when the active class is applied. Now, let's jump to our app.js file. Here we will start to add some functionality to our shopping cart. Our first step is to add functionality to the cart popup. We'll start by implementing the toggle cart pop function, which allows us to show or hide the cart popup when the cart icon is clicked. In the HTML file, we already added an onClick attribute to the cart icon to trigger the toggle cart pop function when the cart icon is clicked. So, on toggle cart popup function, we targets the cart popup element by its ID cart popup. Then, it uses the class list.toggle method to toggle the active class on the cart popup element. This class controls the visibility of the cart popup through CSS. Now, let's take a look at the browser. As you can see, when I click on the cart icon, the cart popup appears perfectly. And when I click the icon again, the popup disappears just as expected. This behavior is achieved through the toggle cart pop function we implemented earlier. Alright, let's move on to adding the functionality to close the cart popup. We've implemented a function called closeCart in our JavaScript file. This function is triggered when the user clicks on the close button of the cart popup. Inside this function, we target the cart popup element by its ID cart popup. And then we remove the active class from its class list. This effectively hides the cart popup from view. Now, let's test it out in the browser. When I click on the close button of the cart popup, you'll see that the popup disappears smoothly. Moving forward, we will add to cart button for each of our cart. So let's go back to our HTML file. In our HTML file, we'll add buttons with class name as add to cart btn for each food item. Each button will have an onClick attribute calling the add to cart function with the corresponding item name and price as parameters. We start by add button for shrimp soup menu. Let's take a look on the browser. We can see the add to cart button now appear on his shrimp soup card. Now, let's add more button for the rest of the cards. We copy this button and paste it to the pizzas card. Let's change the item name to pizza, and also the price. Let's also do it for wine's card. We adjust the item name to wine and also the price. Next, for the Big Beef Burgers card. We also do it for Hot Cafe Latte's card. We adjust the item name to Hot Cafe Latte and also change the price. And last, we add the Add to Cart button to Salad's card. Now, we already done adding Add to Cart button to all of our cards. Let's see what it looks like on the browser. All of the cards already have Add to Cart button, yet appealing. So, let's enhance the appearance of our Add to Cart buttons to make them more visually appealing and noticeable. In our CSS file, we'll add some styling for the Add to Cart buttons to make them stand out. We set the width to 100%. Apply margin to give some spacing around the button. Set the background color to the primary color. And also remove any border. Set the text color to the white color. Apply border radius to 8 px to give the button rounded corners. Apply padding to 1%. And set the cursor to pointer to indicate interactivity. Now, let's see how our Add to Cart buttons look on the browser. You'll notice that the Add to Cart buttons have a more appealing appearance, with the width set to 100% to ensure they occupy the full width of their container. Let's add hover effect on the button to make it more appealing. So, we change the background color to the secondary color when hovered over. And change the text color to the black color when hovered over. Now, you can see on the browser, when I hover on the Add to Cart button, the background button will change to yellow, and the text button change to black color. Moving on, let's add some function to handle the Add to Cart button. We define a function called add-to-cart, which takes two parameters, item name and item price. These parameters represent the name and price of the item being added to the cart. Inside the function, we first select the table body element of the cart items, using its ID cart items. After selecting the element with the ID cart items, we use getElements by tag name tbody to select all tbody greater than elements within it. Since there should be only one tbody greater than element in the table, we use 0 to access the first element in the resulting HTML collection. We also need to make sure the tBody element already in an HTML file. We use array from cart items, get elements by tag name, trace to convert the HTML collection of less than tr greater than elements within the cart table body into an array. Then, we use the find method to search for an existing item in the cart with the same name as the item being added. The find method iterates over each row tr in the array and returns the first row for which the condition specified inside the function returns true. If an existing item is found, we increment the item count and update the total price for that item. We use existing item query selector for item count text content to access and update the text content of the element with the class item count in the existing item row. Then, we add the price of the new item being added to the existing total price. Similarly, we update the total price for the item using existing item query selector for item total text content. We use existing item query selector for item total to select the element within the existing item row that displays the total price for that item. Once we have selected the item total element, we access its text content property to get the current total price displayed. We convert this text content to a floating point number using parseFloat to perform arithmetic operations. Then, we add the price of the new item being added to the existing total price. After calculating the updated total price, we use text content again to update the displayed total price in the cart. If no existing item is found, we insert a new row, tr greater than, into the cart table. We use the insert row method to create a new row in the table body. The inner HTML property is used to set the HTML content of the new row. With the item name, count, price, and total price. Now, let's jump to the browser and see what trigger with this function. We can see from start that the shopping cart is empty. When I clicked Add to Cart button for the shrimp soup, the items currently listed on the shopping cart. It also happened when I add other menus on the shopping cart. When I add more than one total of the same items, the shopping cart will count it as many as I click the button. But we can see the total not calculated yet. So, let's go back to the app.js to enhance this. First, we call the update cart count and total function inside the add to cart function. This function is responsible for updating the cart count beside the cart icon and the total price of all items in the cart. Next, we create the function of update cart count and total. We declare a function named update cart count and dtotal. We use document getElement by id of cart count to select the element displaying the cart count. Similarly, document getElement by id of cart total to select the element displaying the total price. And also, document query selector all of cart items (TOETR) to select all rows within the T-body of the cart items table. We initialize variables total count and total to store the cumulative count and total price, respectively. We iterate through each row of the cart items using for each. We extract the count and total price displayed in the respective columns. Parsind is used to convert the count from text to an integer. Parsefloat is used to convert the total price from text to a floating point number. We then update total count by adding the current item count, and total by adding the current item total price. Finally, we update the text content of the cart count. And total elements to reflect the calculated total count and total. To fix to is applied to total to ensure it is displayed with 2 decimal places. Now, we already done build the function. Let's check out on the browser. We can see the total price already calculated perfectly in the shopping cart. Now, we've implemented all the functionality of the shopping cart. With just a bit of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, we've created a fully responsive shopping cart that's not only fit to desktop view, but also to the mobile view. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more web development tutorials. Thanks for watching.